Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the only YouTube channel that pulls zero punches. Tonight I'm going to be talking about a lot of crazy stuff, mostly about the coronavirus, but also includes politics, all sorts of good stuff. But before we get into that, I'll give you some good news first. Elon Musk, Twitter. Tesla is restarting production today against Alameda County rules. I will be on the line with everyone else. If anyone is arrested, I ask that it only be me. First off, I'd like to say that is precisely what I like to see in a leader. He states what he's going to do. He does not apologize for what he's going to do. He's always looking out for his people, namely the people on his line, the ones who have been out of work for the past 3 months and who are starving, essentially. Not only that, in addition to stating that he's going to do something illegal, he's also taking responsibility for it, saying that if you're going to arrest anyone, arrest me. I mean, I've got to hand it to you. Great job. And now we get into the crazy stuff. As you might expect, it involves Gretchen Whitless and her crazy shenanigans. According to an article by the National Law Review, on April 9th, Michigan governor issued an expansion of a previously announced stay home, stay safe executive order. The executive order provides additional protections for Michigan citizens and workers through April 30th, 2020. As part of the large store restrictions, the governor proposes restricting advertising in large stores. Quote, by April 13th, 2020, refrain from the advertising or promotion of goods that are not groceries, medical supplies, or items that are necessary to maintain the safety, sanitation, and basic operation of residences. Unquote. This is socialism at work. The government is not only trying to tell you what you can and can't buy, the government is now telling an entire industry, many industries in fact, anyone that does not sell necessary goods and services, that they can't even advertise. You cannot put an advertisement in a magazine in Michigan for cruises. You can't do it. This woman has gone well beyond the scope of power granted to her by the people of her state. This is insane. What am I missing here? You can't advertise in Michigan. How draconian is that? This is 1984 in a nutshell, and people are coming around. The protests in Michigan are showing that people are not going to be put under the yoke and just take it. I think their fighting spirit as Americans has awoken. They've had it. This is just one more example of the crazy things that coronavirus makes people do. No, let me rephrase that. An extreme extension of government power at the expense of the little people, the common citizens, who actually hold the power in this republic. And if we do not stop these liberals in their tracks and demand they stop what they're doing, they will run roughshod over us and take away all of our liberties. We will be a socialist state inside of 15 years. I mean, what's next? Are they going to start telling us what breakfast cereals we can and can't buy? Like brands that are socially aware, diverse. Never mind about your religious beliefs or political beliefs. Have kids in drag just on the fronts of cereal boxes. No, you can't buy anything else because that would be considered hate. And you can't hate people. This is America. I'll hate whoever I want. Seriously, you watch. That's coming next. Something along those lines. Here's another disastrous effect of this scare. A lot of the people that I previously took to be sane, thinking, rational people have either never had or have completely lost their sense of righteous anger. For instance, there's this one girl I know, really nice, sweetest thing you've ever met. She just told me that a guy at her church, who, according to her, was like an uncle to her, got on great with her family. According to her, he apparently committed suicide, and she thinks, probably rightfully so, that a large part of the reason was that he's been cooped up in his house for the past 3 months with no one to talk to. Apparently he was a lonely guy. I sympathize with him. However, in the next breath, she said that she won't be able to go to his wake or his funeral because of COVID-19. Now, in my mind, I'll admit I get angry sometimes, more than I need to. But if you told me that someone died because of loneliness imposed by a government for a virus that is no worse than the flu, he died, he committed suicide, and then the government tells me you can't even go to his wake even though you're one of his best friends because you might infect other people even though you don't have symptoms, you probably don't even have the virus, I would be beside myself. And she said it so calmly. She was like, oh, I'm so sad that I won't be able to go see him one last time. It boggles my mind. I can't wrap my thick skull around it. How can you just roll over and take it like that? How? People have been cowed and beaten down for the past 3 months, literally the government telling them how to run every single aspect of their lives, from where they can work, when they can work, what food they can buy, what stores they can go to, everything. Even you can't even boat in Michigan. The government in the past 3 months has taken over almost every single part of our lives. And people are just taking it. They're wearing the stupid masks that do almost nothing. It's like there's a secondary virus that was released that just removes every trace of intelligence from human beings. There are a couple isolated pockets of resistance, where protests crop up, people demanding that governments reopen their states, but those are far and few between. This is the chart of daily new cases in the United States, according to worldometers.com. Now, as you can see, the number of new cases is daily tapering off. And another thing that you notice about this data, it's not a regular bell pattern, even skewed one way or another. It's not like shifted to one side, for those of you who don't know statistics that well. It's not even the regular bell shape that everyone thinks about. Look at this thing. It started normally, but at a certain point, it looks so clearly that the data is being manipulated. I mean, look at this. Normally you get up and then down. But look at this. There's waves up and down and up and down and up and down. You'd think to yourself, it's like someone's monkeying with the numbers, like throwing in numbers willy-nilly on certain days. Oh yeah, remember, going back to that one day that New York put 4,300 deaths because they thought they might have had the coronavirus when they died. That might explain that huge spike right at the end of April. Just saying. Anyway, yeah, here comes the New York Times. Headline, Coronavirus Live Updates. Top health experts paint bleak picture of pandemic. At a hearing, Dr. Anthony S. Fauci. He's always at the forefront of bad news, isn't he? Told senators that if the country did not adequately prepare, then we run the risk of having a resurgence. Let me think. This is a virus, identical in almost every respect to the flu, affects, what is it, like something around 60 million people every year in the entire world? Let's see. Flu's been around for a lot of years, killed a lot of people. Why haven't we gotten rid of it? I mean, with all of our technology and our medical advancements, don't you think we would have gotten rid of the flu? Because it kills around 50,000 people in the United States each year. We haven't gotten rid of it. It's a virus. You cannot get rid of it. You can develop vaccines that may help a certain strain of it in a certain year, but you cannot get rid of it. Of course, this probably will come back next year, but people should not be panicking because it is not any worse than the flu. That is the honest truth. Okay, guys, that's it for tonight. I keep thinking the crazy's over. It keeps surprising me. So what I'm going to do, making these videos and editing them is quite a bit of work, but for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to stick with it, and I'm going to commit to get a video out every 2 days. That's what I'm going to do my part. As usual, stay sane. Thank you for watching. If you like the content and want more of it, like, share, and subscribe. Try to get this message out to as many people as possible. This has got to end, and even if Fox News is not going to say anything, I'm the little guy. I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to do my share. I'm going to try my best. Someone's got to do it. Stay healthy. Thank you for watching, and God bless.